Yes, y'all, back once again on the Muse Views. Uh, we in a very interesting time, my peoples. We're really going to see who is who in the game, and a lot of stuff's going to be brought to the surface internally within ourselves that we are going to be looking at. And this is the reset button time. This is the time when it's a culmination of events from the past that has led us all to this point where we're going to be looking at ourselves and the people around us, and we're going to see just what is really valuable, what is truly worth it, where our purpose really lies, because we're not uh, really caught up in the things that we used to be caught up. A lot of these businesses and a lot of our jobs have come to a halt. So, those distractions are no longer relevant. And we're in this place now where we're looking around us at what is really, really going on, okay? And what's really going on with all this is the reset. It's important that you grasp this concept because a lot of this hype with the coronavirus and everything is those people who would control us, keep us in a fear-based mentality, are trying to reset their program. It's like the Matrix Reloaded. Um, and there's another movie reference I gotta go back to too with this with Demolition Man. Um, how we view this time and pass through this gate or portal makes all the difference. On Thursday, we have the vernal equinox, which is the true new year. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get it in like it's December the 31st. For real. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the time when everything comes back to life. This is the resurrection of Osiris in mythology. This is the turning of the tide. So, your mind state, your feelings about yourself and the world are what you're going to take into the next era. And it's important that you have the most positive and optimistic outlook about what is going to happen in your future and what you would like that to look like. So we're getting into the realms of imagination. Imagination is everything. If you break the word down, you get magi, you get imagine, and the one I love the most is Magi Nation. These are people who think outside the box. Everything that we be given is always just pressed on us time and time again. You got all these damn YouTube ads you're trying to skip through and stuff. It's like they're trying to beat it in your head that you need this and you need that. When everything you need is already within you, already in there. You just have to learn how to tap into it. And there's many people, such as myself, who are willing to help you find that. But like any good teacher, master, or healer, we only want to see you once or twice because it's a reciprocity that has to happen. You have to do the work after the suggestion has been uploaded. Kind of like hypnotism. um, it's not that we want to, you know, push you to the side or anything. Is that we want you to get this new perspective so that at the end of the day, you realize that what you need, you already have. You know what I'm saying? So at this time, we have a lot of downtime, schools closed. You got children running around. This is a great time to start instilling in them certain things that are going to be relevant for what's to come ahead. My martial arts school, Chains Martial Arts, he just posted a whole bunch of videos of simple, basic karate postures and movements that you could just sit in the house and build on. You don't have to go to the class, so to speak. And with all these people offering these services, if you got $1 or two, just donate something. And it's not like we have to pay these prices that we're used to when we go to the store or anything like that. It's just a form of reciprocity that you give back a little something when you receive something, and that's going to mean everything in the world. And speaking of the world, it's come to my attention that with all these closings of all these major institutions, like your Starbucks kind of things, or places where we usually gather and socialize, we no longer have that because of these shutdowns. They're closing the doors. You might have the drive-through open, but you can't walk in the store and sit down and eat. But the internet, the age of Aquarius kind of thing, is allowing us to reach people across the world that we normally would not have contact with. You know what I'm saying? And shoot, just yesterday I met a beautiful, talented artist from Germany, and we chopped it up for a good couple of hours, and we exchanged ideas about art. We just had a pretty good time. You know what I'm saying? We discussed state of affairs in each other's realms, and it is a connection that is formed that will never be lost. You know what I'm saying? So it's time to start expanding your library, so to speak. If you have certain things that you are used to, step out of that a little bit and explore and see what else is out there in this time that you have, and start building yourself up in a way where when we come out of this, because we will, and I'm about to go into that, you'll be ready for the energies that are going to be available to you, available to us all. So Thursday, the vernal equinox. The thing that's so profound about this is that we're in a leap year. What is it? February only had 28 days. It's supposed to have 29, some shit like that. That's a leap year. But the vernal equinox, the sun, is going to touch all the major sites, the ancient sites like Angkor Wat and the Sphinx and Giza, and the temple in Peru. There's one in New Mexico. There's one in North Carolina. Stonehenges. There's two Stonehenges. There's one in America and there's one in England. But the sun is going to touch all of these, And even if you're not into that whole esoteric ancient thing, you're going to start to see the signs regardless. These things are going to be activated. It's already in, this is the end game, so to speak, as far as the era that we are just leaving and going into now. There are reports. It's like dig deeper. There are reports and stuff that you're not hearing on the news because they don't want you to. They don't want you to see the beauty of this time and the magnitude and the importance of having a positive outlook on what is really going on. What do I mean by that? Well, the signs and symbols that you're not hearing about is people are hearing sounds all over the world. The earth itself is, making that call. Birds falling out of the sky, fish are still dying, and the cycle is wrapping up. This is the seventh seal breaking, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Just like the seven wonders or the ancient sites that are being activated. But this is an internal process. So everything that's happening in the outer world is happening inside. So it's important to have patience and being grounded so that when this stuff comes up, you're not discombobulated and trying to figure out what's going on and then feeding into that fear. The reset button. Once it's reset, what you carry into that new realm with you is what's going to be. So if it's a lot of fear, like they're trying to get everybody hyped up with. I saw the newspaper the other day and they said that like the virus is coming, like you can track this like a flock of birds or something. It's all ridiculous. And the average sensible person with common sense, you can see this. So it's not that you don't prepare. It's not that you don't make the adjustments necessary to keep you and your family safe. But it's about knowing the game. We're playing chess. We're not playing checkers. You feel what I'm saying? And it's about getting to the spot and making the move before your opponent does. In relative terms. You know what I'm saying? What else I want to talk about? Oh, the movies. It's funny because a lot of movies have been coming up that are related to this, and a lot of people in the esoteric community, subconscious community, even the conscious community, we all know that these movies are always put out ahead of time to gear you up, to get your mind ready for what's coming. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so when it comes, you're not asking the questions. You're thinking it's something that, it happened in the movies. That shit ain't real. That shit is real. You know what I'm saying? Everything is everything. V for Vendetta was the first movie that came to me through spirit. And the second one was Demolition Man, because this whole thing with the toilet paper, if you remember in Demolition Man, he went to the bathroom in the police station and he came out, he's like, where's the toilet paper? There's nothing in here but the shells. You feel what I'm saying? That's something to look at. All these little messages are intertwined in these movies and have been there all this time. You know what I'm saying? Um, Patience with yourself and the people around you is key. Expanding your library, like I said, opening your mind to different concepts and ideas and embracing them in a way where you take what's relevant to you and discard the rest. This is about creating your own religion and your own belief system. The best example I love using is pizza. Most people love some pizza, you know what I'm saying? And what the thing is, you have to realize is that we all have a common point of origin, which would be the crust, the dough, you know what I'm saying? But not everybody likes anchovies, not everybody likes peppers or sausage or whatever it is. Everybody has their own formula for the type of pizza that they would like to eat, you know what I'm saying? So it's that kind of a concept. When you go out here and you start expanding your mind and taking in different ideas and allowing that to uh, just sit with it, you know what I'm saying, and process it, you start to formulate your recipe for your pizza, and that becomes your own personal belief system and religion. And respecting the fact that yours may be slightly different from somebody else's, but at the end of the day, it's just about how you perceive the world, and that's what makes this world more enriching, is that everybody has their own perspective and idea that you can take something from. You know what I'm saying? It's like, here, take a slice of this to see how you like it. If you don't like it, that's fine, but you might like something on it. You might not like the whole thing, but there's just something in there for you that you're introduced to that's new, that gives your personal pizza a new flavor for life. You know what I'm saying? A new passion or a new endeavor. We have a lot of gifts and talents that we don't usually get the time and the opportunity to dive into. Now is that time. You feel what I'm saying? If you got some old canvas or something like that that you had laying in the corner, pull it out and just play with it. It's just about exploring and using your imagination. Because, like I said, the reset, you got two ways you can go. You can go through fear-based, or you can go through the love, the unconditional love for yourself and acceptance of who you are, right? But here's the thing. We haven't really been taught in these systems and schools about the power of the mind and what it really represents. It's a supercomputer, yes. And this subconscious mind, the hidden mind, is the black side of the yin and yang. This is the feminine side. This is where the infinite possibilities of, manifestation exist. And it's the intent or the yang side that goes within that, you know what I'm saying? And if you want to look at this in just gender terms, it's the same way. Men are outer, women are inner. When I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. I'll be right out. So, excuse me. So, watch out for distractions, because they'll happen like that and try to take you off focus. Ground yourself. The mind will produce any outcome that you program it to manifest. It's just that simple. So if you're putting in positive work and love and understanding and unconditionalness and the compassion that you hold, your belief systems, and solidifying that in the physical realm, you're going to be all right. But if you go the fear route, you feed into the world that we all know is just out of order, that we've been living in, and it's an agreement that we've all accepted, but there's always that part of us that knows something is not right, and now it's time to change that part of what is not right. You know what I'm saying? But I'll come back a little bit later, drop another video. I'm getting a lot of downloads, so it's kind of like you gotta take your spots, you know what I'm saying, and put out what's relevant. But I hope everybody's in a safe place and in a healthy state of mind, and I hope that you're growing and expanding. Peace.